What's up guys, it's Yannick. Welcome back to Gasoline Culture. So recently we've really tried to step up our review game, and I think today's finally that breakthrough. We have something very special for you guys. Take a look. A beautiful MSO champagne metallic Toyota Camry. This car is spec'd with the optional 15-inch mesh wheels, of course magnesium, fitted with the Toyo Proxys CF2, which are actually the better and newer version of the R888s for when you really want to throw this thing around the track. Moving on to the interior, you gotta check this out. Carbon fiber buckets and the very exclusive option of the titanium, forged titanium shift knob. Check it out. Beautiful Alcantara interior, perfect condition as you can see. Beautiful carbon fiber trim. So moving along here to the front of this car, you can just see that this timeless beauty is in pristine condition. It's got a little patina, but that really just adds to the look of this gorgeous vintage automobile. And one thing that we can't forget, okay, that wasn't bad, but this car actually sounds much better than what you just heard. Fucking F-Type. We have the custom valved Gasoline Culture exhaust system down here. Obviously cat delete pipes. It sounds unreal. Just kidding. We actually do have something very special for you guys. Come take a look at this.
The beat plug.
Dad's counting all his fucking money.
McLaren 675LT, okay? Let me give you guys a little walk around of this car because it truly is something very special. Also, I'd like to show you the spec and explain the spec of this car because it's something that has become quite important these days, and I think it's something that you might be interested in. So as you can see, this car is finished in the Napier green color, which is actually one of the standard colors for this car. So it's not an MSO color, however, it is still one of the best colors to have on this car. It is a kind of toxic venom green with like a gold pearl that comes out as soon as the light hits it. It looks stunning in person. I don't know if it comes over very well on video, but in person, let me tell you, this is a fantastic color. I never expected to like this kind of color because I'm more of a gray or dark green guy, but it suits the car very, very well. It suits the aggressive lines of the car and the aggressive nature of the car, of course. It's really something very special. So regarding options, we have the extended carbon fiber package on this car, which you can see the entire front bumper as well as the side fins here on the side are finished in this wonderful matte carbon fiber, as well as the side skirts. We have the optional carbon fiber sort of air intakes on the side here. The only carbon fiber things that this car doesn't have, which I actually think add to the look, is the carbon fiber roof. As you can see, it's just all Napier green. It doesn't have the carbon fiber mirrors either, but I really think that it makes the car because, I mean, if you look at the carbon fiber roof, for example, it's just a square piece of carbon that fits in here, and looking at the lines, the aggressive sort of curvy lines of this car, what's a square of carbon fiber doing on the top of such a beautiful sort of curvy car? It just doesn't suit the lines, and it breaks them up too. So Not really a fan of that. And as you can see, there's just a carbon fiber all the way through the bottom of the car, and the top of the car is all Napier green. And when a color is this stunning, I mean, you know, it's just a nice thing to have, and I think it looks great. So here, of course, we have the full carbon fiber rear bumper with a super aggressive carbon fiber diffuser at the bottom. I think it looks absolutely amazing. If you think about it, there's not that much of a difference between this and a 650S. It's minor changes, but there you really see how little things can go a long way. Speaking of long, this is the USP of this car. This is the McLaren 675LT's long tail. That's where it got its name from. It's actually only 1.5 inches longer than the tail on the 650S, but makes a huge difference. And yeah, especially in this upward position, I mean, so aggressive, so beautiful. So on this car we have the 10-spoke ultra lightweight wheels, which are actually lighter than the wheels on the P1. Previously this car had the 5 spokes on it, which were also finished in the stealth look, but to be honest with you, I really prefer these wheels, and I think it makes the car. So another option, which is perhaps the rarest and the most important option on this car, is the Club Sport package. So if you look inside, and if you look past those carbon fiber buckets that are also to be found on the P1, you see a titanium roll bar, which was only available in non-federal markets, making it a very rare option automatically. So along with that, you actually got a set of race harnesses which you're not allowed to wear on the street. They're not made for street use. So what I'm actually gonna do is wear them here, because that's the best way to show what this is all about. It's actually made by Subelt, which I think is really cool because it's definitely one of the coolest sort of race harness brands, also finished in some beautiful matte carbon fiber. So yeah, these are the race harnesses, and I'm not even gonna start pulling out the fire extinguisher because it's just gonna get really messy, so never mind about that. Yeah, on that note, let's go take this thing for a drive and see how it drives, because that's what it's all about. Alright, so now we're inside the 675LT, and yeah, we're just gonna leave it all in comfort mode right now. So I've got the handling as well as the powertrain switches all the way to normal, because I think it's something that is really important to mention, because this car actually has a dual personality. So this is the very track focused version of McLaren's Super Sport series, and it's funny because the thing is actually very comfortable to drive on the road, and not many manufacturers are actually successful at doing this. If you have a full-on track oriented road car, most of the time it's not going to be comfortable at all. It's going to be a really bad cruiser. It's going to be harsh and just really annoying. Not with this car. The ride is super compliant, and you know, the throttle response is very mild. It's, you know, not aggressive at all. And same thing with the suspension, actually. It's just sucking up everything and very comfortable to drive, which I really enjoy in a car like this. Theoretically, you could put it in automatic as well, but I just don't put cars like this, no matter what mode I'm in, into automatic when I have paddles made out of carbon fiber to shift with. Anyway, we're just gonna take the opportunity here that we're taking it easy to give you a couple numbers on the car. So the car has 675 PS or 666 brake horsepower and 700 newton meters of torque. That's 516 foot-pounds of torque from its 3.8 liter V8 twin turbo, which has become kind of a legendary motor, considering the fact that it's also in the P1. And yeah, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. That's 100 kilometers an hour for the people over in Europe. and 0 to 200 kilometers an hour or 124 miles an hour in under 8 seconds. So this really is a straight line monster and a very, very fast car. So it's not really obvious that a track car like this would have a decent, luxurious, and beautiful interior. I mean, it's basically all carbon fiber and Alcantara, which looks absolutely fantastic. There's some Napier green stitching to match the exterior of the car, and yeah, just Alcantara everywhere you look. There's a decent stereo system and an entertainment system too. Not that I've ever really gone through it, because I don't think it's that important. At the end of the day, if it plays a bit of music and has a backup camera, then that's good enough for me in a car like this. Also, the seats in this car are beautiful. They're actually the same buckets found in the P1 and are full-on carbon fiber race buckets, but still very, very comfortable to sit in. I mean, they give you great lateral support and just a super beautiful seat, which actually holds you in position very well and is comfortable at the same time. And another reason why I think these seats are actually very important to mention is that they save 15 kilograms in weight over the sort of normal electric seats. And I've seen a couple cars without the P1 seats in them, and I really think that that's a shame, because that's still 15% of the weight advantage this car has over the 650S. So they make a huge difference, and I think that on a track-focused car like this, you really have to have the buckets. In my opinion, it's going to have an impact on the value of the car as well going down the line, considering the fact that this is a limited edition car, limited to only 500 pieces. I think collectors down the line, they will definitely look out for cars that have these seats in them. So just looking at McLaren as a brand and the whole Super Series McLarens, I mean, they started off with the MP412C back in the day, and you know, it was a very special car to begin with, and it caught my attention straight away because it's just another kind of car to your usual Ferrari or Lamborghini. Not to take anything away from those cars, because they're great, but it's just something about the McLaren, you know, it's the heritage, it's the name, it's Formula One, and just the fact that you don't see them every day, which was really interesting, and was really interesting to me from the get-go. And this is basically just your last sort of raciest version up to date of that series. It's pretty much a 650S with some additional sort of bodywork and you know, some minor modifications, which all come together as a package and make this an entirely different car. It really shows that little changes can go so far in a car. So I mean, you know, all the additional aero on this car makes a huge difference. It actually has over 40% more downforce than a 650S, and that's already a fast car. But I mean, this with its 1230 kilograms dry, you can immediately feel that this is a track-focused car and that is really light and nimble. Alright, so we've just actually switched everything to track mode. Let's start reviewing the good stuff. So just going through some turns here. I mean, the way that this suspension works together with the active aero, you can already feel at relatively low speeds. It's unbelievable. And that straight line speed, wow! This is literally Millennium Falcon warp speed fast. So immediately after having put everything into track mode, the entire car stiffens up and really changes from a comfortable car into an absolute monster. The shifts get faster with the ignition cut, and the straight line performance is unreal. Oh my god. The way the front end grips and the feeling that you get through the front axle, unbelievable. And these brakes, let me tell you, two-piece rotors, ceramic of course, real motorsport stuff. Very, very nice brake feel. Feels very organic and is really letting you know what's going on. And the way that they just brush off that crazy speed like it's nothing. I mean, this car's acceleration is unbelievable. It accelerates like the Millennium Falcon. And then when the brakes come in, you're back at 10 miles an hour from 12. Wow. The suspension, you really have a perfectly progressive feeling. The feedback is fantastic. And the sound, so many people have been, complaining about the sound that this car makes. I think it sounds fantastic. I mean, it's a turbocharged motor. What do you expect? Of course, it's never going to sound as loud as a 458 Speciale. But listen to all those sounds. It's like a baby P1. The wastegates just blowing off, the turbocharger spooling up. It is really, really a great experience. And when you have those ignition cuts and you get the bangs out of the titanium exhaust, amazing. And we're not even on the Trofeo R tire. We are on the standard Pirelli P0 because this car gets, most of its spends most of its time on the road. And I mean, I can only imagine what this thing feels like on some Trofeo Rs on a hot day on track. The feedback that the steering is giving you is spectacular. Nothing short of spectacular, really. It's so well engineered. So precise. It's such a joy to drive. The emotions that this thing gives you. People are saying, oh, it's got a twin turbocharged engine. Oh, it's not emotional. It's not like a Speciale. I mean, I know what you mean, but come on. This is as good as it gets. There's no other way of putting it. I'm sorry. Oh, just listen. So I think one of the most accurate things I can concludingly say about this car is that it feels like a baby P1. And that is the biggest compliment that I can make to this car, because the P1 is an amazing machine. And I mean, if you're looking at what this car costs and taking into consideration what it actually delivers at that price, I mean, I hate to say it, but it really is a supercar bargain.